Alright, what is up? This is SLOplays, and I am back in again with another Dragon Ball Sparking Zero video. Let's break down the full gameplay that we got, like the actual gameplay, okay? Before, it's just been trailers. Now we're actually getting a full-on showcase of the raw material from in-game, somebody playing it. It blew my mind, okay? Can I just say that I'm so excited for this game? After we saw this, I'm convinced, like, this game's gonna be fire, okay? There's still a lot of work, obviously, that is needed for the game and everything, and mechanics, and just overall, mainly the camera. I think a lot of us can agree the camera is gonna be something that we have to get used to. It's very dynamic, okay? But let's just talk about this. There are a lot of things in this gameplay that was shown and revealed that we didn't know about, since the trailers have been launching, right? So we're going to dive straight into it. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe here on the channel, ring my notification bell if you guys want to keep on seeing more breakdown videos and just Sparking Zero videos like this. I cannot wait to be covering more of this, and I have some more stuff coming for you guys very soon. So let's go ahead and start this up. So Jun Furutani, who is the producer, he dropped the gameplay, and this is, like I said, it's just completely raw. They're just playing the game, okay? Now, something that you have to know, okay, this part right here is that they have these special intros, okay? These special intros are back, but these are a lot more, like, it has more character involved in it, okay? Like, if we compare it, for example, to Xenoverse 2, they don't really have very good intros, and it only shows the character that you're using usually at the intro, okay? It just has a close-up on their face, they talk, they do a quote, and that's it. It just zooms out, okay? This time around, you get to see both your opponent and yourself, okay, have an interaction, right? And I just love how it starts, okay? It's got Vegeta on the top, Goku kind of on the bottom area here, and it's very reminiscent of how, their fight is in the Saiyan Saga. Now, keep in mind, this is DB Super version of Goku and Vegeta. These are more based on what they are like in the Broly movie, okay? Just from the gameplay that we've seen and everything, I'm seeing more references to the Broly movie, which you'll see right here whenever, Vegeta's talking or whatever. This is just a kind of... Vegeta's is very basic. It's nothing all that significant, but whenever it gets to Goku, he literally does the warm-up intro he does right before he fights Broly. Like, it's on point. I've done a comparison of it. If you guys want to see it, it's on Twitter and everything. So, now whenever we actually get to the gameplay, big things we got to talk about here, okay? The first thing being, look at this. Look at the HUD, okay? The HUD is very clean. It's a lot different from what we're used to in the previous games. It's more in line and akin to how it is in the Tenkaichi series. Raging Blast was more of like it was like a circular HUD. Like, it was very strange how they did it. I thought it was very nice and simple, but this right here, it's definitely super clean, okay? I know I saw some people complaining that it doesn't have... it's like a little bit bland or whatever, and I mean, I like it. When I first saw it, I thought this looked really good. This is kind of exactly how I pictured a very modernized, Tenkaichi game to look with this head-up display, okay? So, there's a lot to break down on this, all right? I mean, there's some added things here that are a lot different from what we're used to, okay? But first thing, I mean, you have the health bar, okay? Health bar is exactly how you would imagine it would be, but on the left side of the health bar, you have these little tiny slots here. Those are the amount of health that a character can carry, or just have in general, okay? Looks like they have 4 health bars on this with a maximum of 7, okay? You have 5 key bars, just like in the previous games. So just like in the previous games, once you charge up fully over the 5 key bars, you can actually enter the high tension mode, which gives you the blue key bars, and that's when you can use your, specific, like, ultimate attacks and stuff, okay? So that's, something that we already knew should be part of the game, but it's nice to have that official confirmation that everything is exactly the same as how it was in, the original games, and even, what Raging Blast had. So now we're moving on to some things that are a little bit more, extra and unique. So you see this big number right here on the complete left side, all the way under Goku, okay? There's this, like, blue arced bar, and then there's this big number, okay? The 0 that you're seeing. That allegedly is the skill count, okay? So that's what's used up, okay? You can use those up once you can get to, I think there's a maximum of 5 of them. okay, that is what you use whenever you're using like specific extra new mechanics and, you know, techniques and stuff. A couple of them being the revenge counter or super perception. Revenge counter being and acting more as similar to like an evasive skill in Xenoverse 2. And then that super perception is just mainly like the key blast deflection type of thing, right? So that will drain a certain number of your skill count, okay? This is something that they're adding new in this, right? And then you have this little tiny blue circle that has like a little arrow that's pointing upwards and then a number next to it, okay? That, I believe, is for transformations. Now, transformations seem to take up that little circular icon, but it's also going to take up some of the skill count as well, okay? Just depending on the number that you have accumulated, because over the time of, you know, the battle, it's going to increase, okay, which is that blue bar. You see that blue bar right there? I think when it gets to like a third of the percent on the very first one, it starts charging up the first little transformation gauge. So if we kind of rewind back here, you'll see how it's slowly moving up, okay? And then as it gets to about a third, it gives you one of the circular icons, okay, with the little transformation. So as it's going up, okay, as you can see, it's increasing up. It goes through and it goes through a full line, like rotation of it, and then you'll get number 2, okay? Now that will indicate which transformation I believe you'll be able to get into. It only showed transformations up until Super Saiyan Blue, but it didn't show Super Saiyan or God, but I'm assuming those are part of it just because it's part of the Goku line of transformations for DB Super. But also, as that blue, you know, arced bar charges up completely, it also gives you a skill count as well, okay? Something that's to be expected, all right? It's a very obvious general thing, okay? Now, kind of rewinding here, the actual gameplay itself in terms of combat is, I mean, it's how you would expect it to be, okay? Again, the camera and everything is very different from what we're used to. It's very dynamic, okay? And it's something, like I said, we're going to have to get used to, or they're hopefully going to iron out a little bit because, you know, there's no release date on this game yet. There's still a lot to be shown, right? So, as you can see right here, when the combos go through, it's very fast-paced, and even the dash speed, it was noted by the producer himself that the basic movement speed is equivalent to how the dash speed was in the original games, okay? By the way, I just love how the health bar, it shows like chunks of it and like little pieces kind of like falling off of it. I think that's really, really cool there too, okay? You can see on the left side, that's Goku's combo hit, and it gives you like the specific number of points that you're getting from it. Now, the key charge is beautiful, okay? If I didn't already make note of how amazing, that right there is some of the best key charge effect that I've like surge effect that I've seen in any Dragon Ball game. Like that's amazing. They did a good job. Like everything on this is fantastic, man. And it even says right there, I mean, I'm probably covering it, but it says footage shown is under development, okay? So just keep that in mind anytime that they're showing all this, right? And something that's pretty cool, you can kind of see at the very top whenever he's charging up to the high tension, it has this, the way it charges is it's just a surge of electricity that's like a current, okay? I think that's really, really cool. So here's Vegeta's final flash here, or not final flash, I'm stupid, Gallic Gun. Let's go in and see that again. The battle damage is also present. You can see it on Vegeta whenever he gets knocked out, but here's his Gallic Gun. That's looking really, really good. Does a lot. How much damage did that do? That actually did a pretty good amount. Let me see. God, okay. So after you get hit by, I believe, an ultimate, you'll end up getting the battle damage on your character, which the battle damage is a lot more crazy and significant, which I love, okay? So this is really cool as well, okay? If we kind of rewind here, you can see when Goku charges up past the high tension, when they're both going up, once you get to high tension, the weather of the actual stage will completely change to a gloomier, darker weather. That's crazy cool. And that's actually really good when you're fighting. You want to know if they're charging up. That's a good indicator because, I mean, you can see it obviously, but you're really paying attention to your character. You can see it on their health or their bar or whatever, but you'll really know. Like, you'll just be standing there, or you'll be trying to charge up, and then you'll have like Vegeta, your opponent, or whoever you're fighting. You'll be like, oh shit, like they're entering high tension, okay? Because it ends up changing the stage once your opponent does it as well, okay? So that's really, really cool little integration there. So once you're in high tension, just like in the previous games, you get that nice, crazy aura, and you can go and have a relentless amount of like attack. It's gonna boost your basic like combos and attacks, as you can see right here with Vegeta's doing. He's just going hard, bro. And it even gives you that nice purple glow on it. So obviously whenever you're in high tension, you're in the blue key bar zone, you can perform a really cinematic ultimate attack, okay? And then once you get hit, this is crazy, okay? Once you get hit by it, or if you're hitting your opponent with it, it creates this massive dust of smoke and debris. Like, you completely lock off your opponent. I mean, to be expected, right? You basically have an asthma attack at that point, okay? You get hit, and then you're just like, ah, shit, like, what? Like, I'm screwed. So, again, just one more time here, because it just looks so sick, all right? And I want to pause it whenever we get to it. You enter that state where it's like, oh my goodness, like, I'm dying. And it looks like there's not, like, a command. Usually, whenever you get hit by an ultimate attack in the original games, there would be, like, a command to, like, repeatedly tap circle or whatever. But also whenever the debris is going through, either you or your opponent can like throw key blast that will kind of dissipate it a little bit better, or so you can like see, or you can see where your opponent's at in a sense, okay? So then we move on to when Goku transforms, okay, our first transformation, which looks amazing. They did a fantastic job in it, as you could see right there, right before, if you want to know how much that's taking up, okay? Goku is maxed out at 3 for the little circle icon, and he's got 5 for his skill count, okay? So whenever he uses it, I just wanted to see how much it drained on both of those, okay? Obviously, it would probably drain all of it for, yeah. So once you transform, your transformation icon is gone, okay? The little 3 with the little boost, that's gone. I'm assuming you could revert back, and then, you would have to wait for it to accumulate again, just like before. But it looks like it uses up 2 of your skill count. So I don't know if that's always for every transformation that you have, because, again, we've only seen Super Saiyan Blue, but it looks like it's going to use up 2 of your skill count for it, okay? So then we got Goku Big Chill in here, and he's in Super Saiyan Blue. Vegeta getting absolutely wrecked, okay? And then we have this right here, which shows, I mean, we saw it from his special attacks or everything when he did Kamehameha. You do still have that ability to boost, okay? As you can see, it uses R2, which is actually different from what we're used to. Normally, it would be a directional input and, like, for example, like triangle or circle or whatever, okay? This time around, they're simplifying it a lot more, which I like that. Okay, you just press one button instead of like, like you only have a very small window to press it. Okay, the boost input. So this time around, it's going to be using just R2, which keeps it really, really simple. I don't know if you don't like that or you do like that. I personally think that's nicer. I'd rather have it simple. You still get the boost and everything, but that right there was a really, really crazy attack. Something different. It's cool to see him have like a different special like super skill or whatever. And I think that was a super. I don't think that was like a super cinematic ultimate. That's just a normal like super skill, okay? Which is still very cinematic, okay? Kind of reminiscent of how like in Kakarot, when you punch your opponent, it has that really like crazy cinematic thing. It's very fast paced on this, okay? So there's the beam deflection, or what they call it, super perception, okay? Real quick, just to see how much that uses up for your skill count whenever he actually used it here, because so he does the Gallic Gun again. Okay, it uses up 2 of your skill count. I think for the most part, all of them use up 2 of your skill count, okay? So then Goku, or Vegeta actually transforms. He goes into Super Saiyan Blue. And then we have our nice even match finally, okay? I know there's a lot more work, but like going and like teleporting behind your opponent, like the constant like back and forth with it is crazy. Again, that surge of electricity looks fantastic when Goku charges up to Super Saiyan Blue, okay? So keeping it going here. This is Goku's Beam Clash, or I mean, this is his ultimate attack, but it enters a Beam Clash, and you can see that. If I can actually, I don't think I'll be able to pause it on there, but the impact frame is insane. Okay, it just looks so... Look at that, dude. Okay, I got it. Here it is. Look at that impact frame. That's fire, man. So whenever you're using your ultimate, as always, you are able to get your boost. So he's doing I don't know what this is going to be called, like a mega super divine Kamehameha, and it looks insane. Vegeta, he's using his final flash. We enter a beam clash, which breaks the dimensions, as you saw right there, exactly like in the Broly movie, how Gogeta and Broly went right whenever they clashed, it made that giant dimensional break, and it rotates between each character, and it looks like the actual beam clash, action command is a lot different. It's more reminiscent and akin to how it is in like Budokai 3, where you have to like time it on a certain input, okay? Like whenever you're boosting it. It's not like I thought it was like repeatedly tapping it, but it's more akin to how it is right there. But like right there, you can see it uses triangle, and I'm seeing R2. It's being covered by that footage is shown part, but it's showing you when you need to tap that, okay? Tap in, lock in, right? So then when you win the beam clash, you absolutely demolish the opponent, and it's got the funniest shit ever. When you win the beam clutch, it's exactly like in Kakarot. Look at Vegeta's hair, bro. He's flowing around, bro, looking like Syndrome. You remember Syndrome from Incredibles? His hair is like that. That's what reminded me of. They both got the same hair, right? But yeah, there's a little ending there, and that looks. I love that win screen for Goku. Very simple, okay, and it just has like a very clean appearance. Goku's very skinny looking. Look at his neck, dude. So again, that's pretty much what you need to know about the overall gameplay. It's still a work in progress, but some things that are in here, they kept in Dragon Dash, okay, enabling high-speed movement, as always, being able to teleport behind your opponent, impact action, allowing intense, just battles and oh man, it's going to be insane, okay? Look at that beam clash again. Oh, that's beautiful. They went crazy hard on this, dude. So real quick, I want to talk about some of the new mechanics that they added in that uses that skill count. Again, he notes on this that the boost of the normal like regular movement speed is as fast as the previous title's boost speed. Okay, which I mean is pretty much apparent on here. You're pretty fast in this game, and for some reason, when I first saw this, I was thinking like I don't know if I was remembering Tenkaichi differently, but I felt like Tenkaichi was a lot faster, but I went back and it's like, no, this actually is really, really fast, okay? So unleashing a charge attack or even a ki blast while moving or linking to the Dragon Dash can pull off a huge move in one go. So again, this is the skill count that we were talking about earlier. This is introduced specifically in this game, which gives you those new action things like the revenge counter, okay? So this lets you strike back while absorbing an opponent's attack, similar to an evasive from Xenoverse 2, right? So in this action, it enables a high-speed attack and defense that are unique to Dragon Ball as seen in the original series. When the characters launch an attack even while being hit, you can actually put that in there. So Super Perception, a counter command that lets you counter attack in anticipation of various attacks, even Ki Wave type blast. That was something that was in Raging Blast in a sense. But yeah, just being able to, you block it and then boom, you throw it out. And the choices you have to fire make the game more fun while enjoying the distinctive elements from Dragon Ball. Here's something that I didn't get to talk about, which is something that uses Ki, okay? Last but not least, we've added a new action using Ki called the Vanishing Assaults that lets you approach an opponent instantly and swoop in. Kind of reminds me, and I could be wrong in this, maybe this is not a great comparison, but reminds me of that tap action in Dragon Ball Legends where you can vanish right in front of your opponent. I forget what it was called, but it's like a mid-range type of technique that you can do. So I'm sure you'll love this new option at mid-range where it's hard to choose whether to attack from afar or get up close and personal. You can just instantly get right in front of your opponent and go for whatever combos that you need to, right? So that can be really important whenever, changing the tide of the battle. So that's kind of my main breakdown of everything. I'm just really, really excited for this game over anything. Like, I know I've said it like a million times in this video, but they went hard on it, and just seeing how much love is being put into the animations over anything like this just gets me so excited and happy for the future of it. Like, subscribe, ring my notification bell. I'll keep you guys updated. Have an amazing day. Peace out.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.